Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Giomini. I know we had a lot of issues last night with the box and whisker plot on Con. I actually did email them this morning to let them know that there is some kind of glitch with the way you can manipulate data. So what I've done is I've simply just taken a picture of a data set that they gave me, pasted the data set right here. I'm then going to bounce back later and show you how to take that data set to create this box and whisker. And that hopefully helps you out with this Con skill. I did talk yesterday in class. You probably want to write these numbers on a piece of paper. It'll help you out. Let's take a look. So they give me this data set. All the data values are in random order. So first thing I want to do is organize them from least to greatest. I have a 1. I cross out as I go. 2. I believe I have 2 2s. So let's put the 2 2s there. Let's take a look how many 3s I have. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I say I have 2 4s. 1, 2. I have a 1 5. I have 3 6s. And I have 2 7s. Now, remember with a box and whisker, I cannot identify, once I create it, I cannot identify a mode. I cannot identify a mean. The only measure of center that I can identify with accuracy is the median, which in this case is going to be quartile 2. The other thing I can tell you with absolute certainty is the measure of variability, or the spread. Now that I have these numbers organized from least to greatest, I'm going to count how many data values I have in my data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15, which is an odd number. I'm going to take 1 less. Whenever I have an odd set of data, I go 1 less, which gives me 14. Half of 14 is 7. I'm going to box in 7 numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that's 7. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is my lower half of data. So right here is 50% of the data for this data set. I should have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There is my upper half of data. Label this here for you. Okay, now it's great because I have this number in the middle. This number in the middle is Q2, quartile 2. So that is the median for the entire set of data. Remember, we're doing box and whisker. I'm essentially finding 3 medians on this. Let me pull out some of my tools here so I can make a nice graphical representation of this data set. There is my line. I see the data values range from 1 to 7. If I wanted to do the spread, the measure of variability, I would just take 7 minus 1. The range for this set of data is 6. I go 1 to 7. I can easily go by 1s for this. I'm going to start with 0. 0. Again, as I'm making this, the intervals are going by 1s. I want to keep that spread nice and balanced between my data, or between each interval, between each number on my number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I have all this room left over. Rather than adjusting the line, I'm just going to continue on. 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so I already have Q2. Now I'm going to erase my range here real quick. Let's recall that you need 5 things. You need a lower extreme, which I'll call LE. Remember, the lower extreme is the smallest value in the data set. In this case, the lower extreme is 1. I need an upper extreme, which is the largest value in the data set. In this case, it's 7. I need a quartile 1, a quartile 2, which I have. That's the median of the entire data set, which is 4, and then quartile 3. Now recall, quartile 1 is the median of the lower half. The median of the lower half. Quartile 1 is the median of the lower half. Well, I have boxed in the lower half. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 pieces of data. It's odd. Go 1 less, which is 6. If I find half of 6 is 3, so I'll eliminate these 3. Eliminate the upper 3. My quartile 1, in this case, is 3. The median of the lower half, quartile 1, is 3. Let's go to the upper half, which is quartile 1. I think I said that. Quartile 1, the median is 3. Let's go to quartile 3. I am now looking for the median of quartile 3. Well, this had 7 values this also should have 7 values. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Excellent. Now, I know that 1 less than 7 because it's odd is 6. I will eliminate the lower 3 of this data set and the upper 3. And I could see that quartile 3 is 6. Let me circle quartile 1, which is 3. I then have quartile 3 is 6. Now I have all the values I need to plot in order to make my box and whisker. I tend to like to start with the lower extreme. I will put a dot there. Notice the dot is not on the number line, it's above it. I will then label or locate and label upper extreme, and that is 7. We are right here. Now, quartile 1, we have it as 3. That is my vertical line. Quartile 2, the median of the entire data set is 4. Quartile 3, the median of that data set is 6, that upper half. I have my 3 vertical lines, and now all I do is I connect my 3 vertical lines with 2 horizontal lines, 2 parallel horizontal lines. I have a box. It's a box and whisker. Now I take the lower extreme, connect it to the middle of the lower half, take my upper extreme, connect it to my upper half. Now, if you recall, looking at these, remember this here is 25% of the data from the lower extreme to quartile 1. From quartile 1 to quartile 2, that is 25% of the data. From quartile 2 to quartile 3, that is 25% of the data. And from quartile 3 to the upper extreme, that is 25% of the data. Recall in class, just because this box is larger than this, it doesn't mean there's more data here. All that means is the data in this 25% has a larger range than this data. And you can see that the range for the lower half, would be, take a look, you're actually going 3 to 4, so that's a range of 1. From here you have a range of 4 to 6, that is what? That is 2. So again, think about that when you're doing this. Now, if the only thing we didn't talk about is the IQR, and we did talk about this yesterday, let's just review it. Interquartile range, that is quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Quartile 3 we have as being 6 minus quartile 1, which is 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is attempt to create this box and whisker plot onto that con skill. Now I'm going to have to bounce back and forth a couple times because I have a terrible memory. I believe this was 1. This, I believe, was 7. So I'm going to need to kick this over quite a bit. So I'm going to do the lower extreme and upper extreme first. 1 and 7. Let me go back now. Double check. Okay. Quartile 1 was 3. Quartile 2 was 4. Quartile 3 was 6. So 3, 4, 6. 3 for quartile 1. 4 for quartile 2. 6 for quartile 3. Again, 25% of the data, 25% of the data, 25% of the data, 25% of the data, or I could say 50% of the data is less than 4, 50% of the data is greater than 4. Let's see if I have this answer correct. I am okay. I am mastered. I hope this video helps you out with this con skill. We will review it today in class. Have a good day, and I appreciate the perseverance that you're demonstrating with this. I know it's challenging. Keep it up. Good things come out of your perseverance and your determination. Take care.